Mom, I've been reading about King David in the Bible, and I'm confused about his affair with Bathsheba and how he arranged for her husband to be killed in battle. Can you help me understand?
Yes, of course, my dear. David's actions were sinful and showed the dark side of his character. However, it's important to understand the context of the story and the grace and mercy of God in David's life.
But how could someone as great as David, who was called a man after God's own heart, commit such a terrible sin?
That's a good question. David was a human being like you and me, and he had his flaws and weaknesses. In this case, he gave in to his lustful desires and chose to act on them instead of resisting them.
But why did he have to arrange for Bathsheba's husband to be killed?
David was trying to cover up his sin, but his actions only made matters worse. It's a reminder to us that sin has consequences, and when we try to cover it up, we only make things worse. David's repentance and God's forgiveness ultimately restored him, but the consequences of his actions still had an impact on his family and his kingdom.
I see. It's a powerful reminder of how our actions have consequences, and we need to be careful about the choices we make.
Exactly. But it's also a reminder of the power of God's grace and forgiveness. Even though David sinned, he was still a man after God's own heart, and God used him in mighty ways. God's grace is available to all of us, no matter what mistakes we've made.
That's so true. I'm grateful for God's forgiveness and mercy in my life.
Me too, dear. Let's always remember to turn to God in times of temptation and seek His strength to resist sin.